Hello, and welcome to. Just go. Just go.
Nah, I'm gonna figure it out. I will not pass in front of the camera.
It's too late now. We've already talked about it. You just do it.
No, it's not too late. I'm definitely gonna knock down the camera like this, but. Oh. Made it. Is that the camera? No, that's the camera.
No.
Did I not make it?
Welcome to the May the Force Be With You edition of Kick Pass Punch.
I forgot about that.
This is Malcolm.
I'm Malcolm.
I'm Brian, his dad.
He's Brian.
We are here to talk about. You just said my name. That's funny. You wouldn't do that on the first episode. You refused to say my name. You just said it. We are here to talk about the worlds of professional wrestling, professional football, and professional soccer. We have quite an outline of things to talk about today. It is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. I have just finished rewatching The Last Jedi, and it is the most rewatchable of the Star Wars movies.
The movie?
Malcolm, what is up on the agenda first today?
So, first on the agenda today, we are going to start with some wrestling.
Okay.
Okay, so, to start out, we're going Backlash. We're going Women's Championship.
Yes.
What are we doing? Like, I get it. There's a number one contenders match next week on SmackDown.
Which
correct?
championship? Tiffany's. Okay.
Because I don't think the Women's World Championship will be defended. I don't think Io is going to defend. That card, I think, has too many matches already for there to be
Right.
anymore. I think the matches we have.
They tend to do.
Well, technically, Jay versus Hogan isn't
announced,
but it is. So
yeah.
I think we have all our
4 to 5
right?
matches is all we're gonna get. So, what I mean, I don't think Charlotte has done anything since WrestleMania, right? So
yeah.
Is there even someone stepping up to Tiffany at this point? Like, what is the possible match?
Let's think. Jade Cargo, Nia Jax, and Naomi.
Oh, okay. Right.
And it's Nia versus who for your number one contenders match on SmackDown? Jade?
Nia versus Jade. Naomi will get involved.
Naomi ended holding the title on SmackDown
on
Friday.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like that's going to go to a Fatal 4-Way, but
we already
have a Fatal 4-Way on the card, already confirmed. That being said, we just came off of WrestleMania where the multi-person matches were all of the best matches. So
that's true.
Maybe they're just like, we don't care.
Just capitalize on
let's just, we're setting, because, I mean, right, the idea is that WrestleMania is the season finale.
Right.
And Backlash starts the new season. Right?
Well,
so
Raw after Mania kind of starts the new season.
Yeah, but I mean, we're setting the table now for what's going to go forward. So a bunch of just chaos at this point is probably the best thing they could do. I mean, it does, based on what they're doing on TV. It certainly feels like that's what they're going to do. They're going to do all 4 of them in the match. And Bianca's probably going to come back during that match. I mean, broken fingers only take you out for so long, right? So
why would Bianca come back during that match?
To reassert herself into the Jade
Oh, Jade Naomi.
Naomi storyline. Because, I mean, she very specifically said she would be back to deal with both of them. Which is a weird thing to say, considering theoretically she's still on Jade's team.
Yeah.
But she did say she would be back to deal with both of them. Broken fingers aside. I think that happens sooner rather than later. I still think the right story is that Bianca knew the whole time what Naomi was doing. But that being said, I don't know. You know, I'm interested to see what happens, but I think the 4-way match happens, and but Tiffany is ultimately going to no matter what it is, Tiffany will still walk out with the title. That's my prediction.
Okay. What I do think that means if we do go Fatal 4-way, and this brings us to our next thing, is that Cena and Randy will not go long. Like, if they do 2 Fatal 4-ways, Cena and Randy is going to be another Cena-Cody situation. Where it's not going to get that last third of the match. You're going to get the first 2/3 of the match, and then it's going to be done. Just like the WrestleMania match. You give us 2/3, you don't give us the last third of the match.
Yeah, I mean, well, this one I don't think this will have this won't have the schmozzy ending. I don't think.
I think you're wrong.
And Travis Scott is not coming out again. The Rock is not coming out again. So
I better not see Travis Scott show up on my TV again. Unless it's John Cena and Travis Scott tagging up against somebody in Bad Bunny. That's my whole opinion on the whole Travis Scott doing
here's how
wrestling thing.
Here's how I would book it. Because John Cena's out to ruin wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So John Cena and Randy Orton have a match. It goes like 15 minutes. And then Cody's music hits. And John just grabs his title and walks away. Just walks out, like, through the crowd, walks out the other, like, he's just like, nope. Not doing this.
The match is going to be 30 seconds.
Oh, it'll be longer than that.
John Cena's going to no mercy Randy Orton and slap the referee.
No, they're in St. Louis. They're going to give Randy Orton a match, for sure.
They'll give Randy one RKO.
They're going to let
Cena will get up and slap the referee.
They're going to let the crowd think he's going to win.
He's not going to win. The crowd's not going to think he's going to win. The crowd's going to cheer for him to win, but he's not going to win.
I mean, although I will say, having Randy Orton challenging for the title in St. Louis under these circumstances does just cry out for the Dusty finish, right? Like, Cody comes out, somehow gets involved, Randy gets the pin, and then a second referee or whatever, some sort of schmozzy thing results in them saying, no, Randy's disqualified because Cody got involved. Cody touched Cena. So the crowd gets the, yay, Randy beat him. Oh, no, it didn't count. Right?
No.
I could definitely see them doing that, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Okay, so,
Jay, it was the other world title match. Jay and Logan Paul. So, what you've written on the outline is thoughts on Jay and Logan Paul. which
I mean the match.
is interesting because the next thing on the agenda is Pat versus Gunter going to be gonna even be good?
No.
But you didn't write that on Jay and Logan.
Because I don't think it's a question.
It's going to be good.
No.
No,
it's going to be terrible.
No, it's going to be
that
good.
That match is going to be awful.
Hard disagree. Hard disagree.
I will be shocked if that match is good.
I hate him. I dislike everything about him being involved in all of this. But Logan is good at this. He is good at this. They're going to have a good match. They're going to have a 15-minute match where you think Jay's going to win. Then you think Logan's going to win. And then Jay's going to come back and win. Ultimately, I think that's what's going to happen. But I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be incredibly entertaining because as much as I don't like Logan Paul, he puts on entertaining matches.
I think in order for this match to be good, Logan needs to win. If it's going to be good, Logan has to win.
Logan is not going to win.
He's not going to. That's why I say it's not going to be good.
No. I'm just talking bell to bell. Is it going to be entertaining? Am I going to be interested? Am I going to enjoy watching it? I think I'm going to enjoy watching it. I think it's going to be fun.
I think it'll be funny.
I think it's going to be. I think they're going to tell a good story.
I think I'll yell super kick maybe 60 times.
For sure.
Super kick!
Lots of super kicks are going to happen. But that being said, Jay is doing a lot of wrestling stuff over the last 2 months. He's doing submission holds. He's doing all kinds of weird stuff. He has heard the super kick criticism and
super
is
kick.
Responding. So
by tapping out Gunter with his own move. Also, what are you talking about submission moves? The only submission move he's ever done is a rear naked choke.
Yeah.
To Gunter. Which was dumb, by the way. Gunter should not have tapped out to that.
Gunter always taps out to that. That's how Ilya
baloney.
Dragunov beat him too. That's that. I mean, he's
he
only got
out of Priest doing it. He got out of Seth doing it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I want to see video.
Okay. I'll find something. Right there.
I think they're pretty consistent with their storytelling. And I mean, I like the Gunter being like this. I can't get out. I'm locked into this move. I can't get out. I'm not gonna sit here and struggle. I'm just not like I'm all right. I'm out. I'll come back. I'll beat him on another day.
But right? Today is not that day.
Today is not that day. So I think so. The questions are, are Logan versus Jay going to be good, and is Pat versus Gunter going to be good? And the answer to that question on both counts is yes, they're going to be good. Pat has also shown he has a penchant for this, but it doesn't even. Gunter's going to run that match, right? Gunter's. Oh, by the way, Gunter's going to annihilate. This is your 4-minute match in this card. Like Gunter's going to destroy him.
30 seconds.
No, they're not going to do that.
Randy Cena.
No.
30 seconds.
No, Cena Randy's going to go. Gunter. Here's my prediction that I'm putting right. You put it on your tiebreaker list, however you want to handle it, for when I can get my title back. Gunter versus Pat will be the shortest match on the card.
Yeah.
Bell to bell, Gunter versus Pat will be the shortest match on the card. Okay. And it will be less than 5 minutes. But it will be more than 3 minutes.
So it'll be 4 minutes.
It'll be somewhere between 3 and 5. And also very entertaining. Because again, this match doesn't. The outcome doesn't matter. What matters is that Pat is who he says he is, and he would rather fight than let his friends be assaulted.
He'd rather fight Gunther.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not fighting Gunther.
Listen, if Gunther was a parent at one of the games you were refereeing, and he was screaming at you, I'd go after him.
No.
I would.
You've on multiple occasions said you were not taking a Gunther chop no matter what. You are not taking a Gunther chop, and I don't think you would ever take a Gunther chop.
I would for you.
I don't believe that. I don't believe in taking Gunther chops for people. I think that's dumb. I would be mad at you for taking a Gunther chop. Okay, moving on. Because that got a little...
Fatal 4-way for the U.S. title.
Good match. Good match.
This will be the match of the night.
Yeah.
LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Jago Fatu.
Yeah.
And
Drew McIntyre.
No.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. Thank you.
The number one contender, Drew McIntyre.
Jacob wins.
Mm-hmm.
Drew is the star of the match. Drew runs everything. Drew is the guy who runs through everybody and does everything. Jacob has his moments, and then every time Jacob has his moment, Drew comes in and blasts him. They get into it, and then someone else gets involved. Jacob gets all his stuff in.
Solo gets all his stuff in.
And at the end, Jacob will win, and it will be a situation in which Drew can still say, that was mine, I should have won that. Like, he can still be the victim.
Even though Drew should be going after world titles. Because apparently, he has this beef with Jey Uso that was never settled. That he just randomly dropped. For who knows why.
That's true. That's true.
That they dropped after War Games 2023 for no reason. Don't know why they dropped that beef, but...
Yeah, he got more into the Punk issue of it. Well, his issue with Jey was still always at its root Roman. Right? His issue with Jey was that Jey went back to Roman. That was the issue that he had with Jey. Is like,
wasn't you got issue just out. I wanted to get my hands on Bloodline? Because Jey, at that time, Jey hadn't gone back to Roman. That was after Cody brought him back at Fastlane after he straight up quit.
Yeah, but he did the War Games match.
Not with the Bloodline. It was Judgment Day versus Sammy, Jey, Cody, and two others. Who else was it? It was Cody, Sammy, Jey versus Randy. Because Randy showed up late, and somebody.
No, you're behind. That's when Punk came back.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about War Games.
No. We're talking about last year's War Games when Punk was part of it. The whole Paul owed him a favor for being part of War Games. That was Punk, Roman, Jimmy, and Jey.
Yeah, we're not talking about at all the same thing.
But that's when Drew went turned back against Jay. He was like, you went back to him. Like, you were out. And you went back to him. And that's when he turned on him. That's when he started going after Jay.
Nope.
Okay.
Because Drew McIntyre's whole reason for being in the War Games match with the Judgment Day in 2023 was so that he could get his hands on Jey Uso in a cage.
Right.
I remember that distinctively. Was he wanted Jey Uso in a cage, and they never came back to it. After that match, they started focusing on like Randy and Jay. And then Punk came back, and everything just nobody remembered
It became
anything.
Drew and Punk at that point. And Drew and Punk became the feud of the year for last year.
Drew and Punk happened at the Rumble. When Drew broke Punk's arm. That's when that happened. It was Punk and Seth. And then Drew broke Punk's arm.
Okay. History is what it is, man. Like,
yeah. And Punk
Drew
was gonna win the Elimination Chamber.
Drew
and then
stormed out
Drew
of the arena
broke.
because Punk came back. Like, he left the ring in the middle of the thing and like stormed out. Like, they.
What do you mean in the middle of the thing? Like in the middle of his return?
Yeah. Drew bailed out of the ring and walked out of the scene and into the back. Like, he wanted no part of it. Seth played his part. Seth stood there and acted all indignant about Punk coming back. Drew just left. Drew was like, I don't want any part of this. And they started Drew Punk from day one. From the moment Drew came back, or from Punk came back, it was always going to be Drew Punk. It has been, and it will continue to be. It is, I mean, that's the overarching story they've been telling.
Okay. And you're wrong, but okay.
Alright.
It was Punk Seth. The Raw after, and for 3 weeks after, it was only Seth and Punk.
Yeah.
Drew wasn't a part of it until he broke Punk's arm at the Rumble.
Yeah, go back and look.
And when I go back and look, it's exactly what I say it is. It's Seth and Punk, and then Drew broke Punk's arm, and that made a natural story.
Didn't break his arm.
Whatever he broke, he
Pulled
did.
his muscle.
Okay, whatever.
But go back and watch Drew's reaction to Punk coming back. It was always going to be the story. It was always going to be the story.
Yeah, but nobody watched that. They would have brought that into account in the story if that had mattered. And they didn't. The Judgment Day lost. He lost. It's not that big of a deal that he left the ring. Like, that's normal. People leave the ring. They were pretty much all out of the ring. The only people that weren't out of the ring during the Punk return was Randy and Jay.
No.
The only two left in the ring.
He left ringside. He left the whole place. Everybody else was still there. We'll go back and watch. Let's finish up the wrestling with the last topic on the list, which is Lyra versus Becky happening? The answer to that is, yeah. I think that's happening.
A Backlash?
I do actually think that's going to happen at Backlash. I mean, the question is, will they get the crowd to boo Becky during this match?
No.
I mean, they haven't yet. Lyra's promo on Monday was great. Right?
I didn't watch it.
It was probably the best mic work she's done since she's been called up to the main roster, for sure, in my opinion. But it was just her, right? The bottom line is every time Becky's punched her in the face, the crowd cheered.
Yeah.
They still will. I don't think the Becky Hill turn is, again, I don't think it's like the third time they tried to do this, and I just don't think it's gonna work.
Well, they're trying to turn her heel to join the faction.
Yeah, maybe, but they got to get people to boo her first, and right now, nobody's buying into that. And maybe, it's the she was gone for so long, so we don't want to boo her because she's just come back thing. But man, it is.
They did that to Charlotte. I love you guys. Boo!
Yeah.
We don't.
But Charlotte was
care.
always a bad guy. Becky was a good guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. But Charlotte also came back and she was like,
Yeah.
I made my return for all of you, and everybody was just like, boo, you suck.
Yeah.
We don't want you.
Yeah, but there's been 2 other times when Becky stood in the ring was like, I don't like any of you. I don't do this for you. And they were like, yay.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Like,
well, people also I think there's
there's a good chance that this ends up coming out with Becky as the face and Lyra as bad guy. I think that's a very big possibility. So anyway, we got time before Backlash. Is it this weekend?
It's this weekend.
Oh.
We do not have time.
We do not have time. Well.
We have a Raw.
Well, we'll have to.
That's time. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get a mid-card title on a PLE.
We'll see. We'll try to get one of these in before the final.
We will.
With our final predictions once the card is finalized.
Once the card is final. We have a lot of time.
Soccer. Let's go into. You have here going into the second leg is Inter 3-3. Inter 3, Barca 3, and PSG 1, Arsenal 0. PSG has looked great.
Yeah.
I think they're there. And I think it's Barca. I think it's Barca PSG in the final. Watching the highlights, I did not watch the game, but man, Yamal was great in that game.
What about Desire Dove?
And I don't know. I think that's where we end up. I think a week from now we're sitting here talking about a Barca PSG final.
Can we get PSG possibly win their first Champions League?
Definitely. I'm not saying they definitely will win. You're asking, is it possible? It's definitely possible. I would put this at no more than... I would think Barca's probably a slight favorite against PSG. But I would go 55-45. Right? I think it's that close.
Oh, I would not go 55-45. I think Barca is the overarching favorite out of all of these teams by far. I think the stats right now are, because they all have a 25% chance of making the final, but Arsenal's not even gonna try because they already know they're out. So that gives Barcelona a 50% chance of winning, and Inter a 25% chance of winning, and PSG 25% chance of winning. But so now it's a 3-way. So now that gives me 66% chance of winning. But you take away the 25% chance you take away the 25 from their 33, and you add that to me, that gives me 132% chance of winning.
Yeah.
So Barca is winning, and they have an 132% chance of winning. And Inter and PSG only have a 7% chance of winning.
Here's what I think.
And Arsenal's not even going to try.
I think the players at Barcelona, if you could see into their heart and really ask them and get the honest answer, they are praying for Arsenal to come back and win this match. They do not want to play PSG. They are hoping that PSG somehow screws this up. And that Arsenal makes it through. If you asked Barcelona, because I mean, it's 3-3, right? It could be Inter as just as it could be Barcelona. There's no way goal rule. It's just whoever wins the game, right? It's just a one game, right?
Whoever wins, wins. I mean, I guess technically you could go to pens, but whoever wins, wins.
Right. So, but I mean, I think Barca are the overall favorite in that game, and assuming that they make it through, they will be praying for Arsenal to win that game. They don't want to face PSG. They don't. PSG has been fantastic. So
was Barca, though.
Yeah.
Barca's been better.
Sure. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. PSG is also praying that Inter wins. They don't want to face Barca either.
Mm-hmm.
But Barcelona is they're considered the big dog on the block here, certainly of these four teams. I don't think it's a given at all that Barca will beat PSG. I think that'll be an incredibly entertaining game. I look forward to watching it.
Now it's going to be Inter Arsenal because you said that.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's probably what will happen. Right? Inter Arsenal, it will all just be like, ugh. Could we televise the third place game? Can we make them play that game? I don't think they played the Champions League third place game, do they?
I mean, maybe. I don't think so, but maybe.
Right. Well, that's the point, right? Is that we don't even know because no one cares.
Yeah, nobody cares who wins. Well, people would care if it was Barca versus PSG, but would PSG and Barca care?
Right. Well, right, because they're not going to put their players out there to potentially get hurt.
Right.
Right. That's the issue. So moving forward, we need to address last night. We attended the Chicago Fire game last night. It was freezing. It was the opposite of the 0-0 draw with Miami, which was incredibly entertaining. It was a 0-0 draw that I did not enjoy watching at all. So, what do you have to say about last night's Chicago Fire game?
Not a whole lot. Not a great game.
No. Chris Brady takes a straight red. Presumably will be out for the next 3 games.
Wouldn't be surprised if he got suspended.
Well, that's what the 3 games.
Well, I know, but
beyond
farther.
The 3 games? No, he won't get No, it was. I mean, first of all, he didn't injure the guy. The guy was fine. If the guy was hurt, maybe they would consider an additional suspension. But he was fine. It was a stupid, reckless play. The Chicago Fire started a 16-year-old on their back line who played very well. He got beat on that play, but he got back. But Brady didn't trust him to get back, and Brady went out and made a reckless play to try to cover for the mistake he thought this kid had made, and he overcommitted, and then he tried to fix it, and that was where he screwed up, honestly, because when he kicked out to try to pretend he was making a play on the ball, he ended up just kicking the guy in the chest, and that's why he got a red card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I came home and watched it. You watched it too.
Yep.
There's no question the red card was deserved.
Yeah. No, it was a red.
It was an abysmal challenge.
Kinshasa.
Yeah. For sure, it was. There. I mean, you can't. It's indefensible. What he did.
Yeah.
I understand it. That doesn't mean it's defensible. I understand how he got there. I understand what he did. But he screwed up. But also, he's 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 21-year-olds do stupid stuff. Right? I get it. He made a split-second decision. It was a bad decision. he'll learn from it. Hopefully, he'll learn from it. Let's assume he'll learn from it. Please let him learn from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But that led to the Fire again having a 0-0 draw at home.
Still defeated at the home.
Yeah, still haven't won a game at home on the season. All the wins are on the road, which is...
All the wins are on the road in a row.
An anomaly for the Fire, who went, I think, 2 seasons at one point without winning a game on the road. So that's good. Also, playing in 10 men, playing with 10 men and a backup goalkeeper for 57 minutes is, and not conceding is still pretty impressive. And they had some chances in the second half. They were the better team in both halves of that game. Even in the second half with 10 men, they were the better team. They just couldn't. They had chances. They had the best chances. Orlando had one shot that went off the post. That was their best shot of the entire game. Fire put 8 shots on goal to 3 for Orlando. I mean, there are positives to take away from that game. Here, not on your outline here, but here's the negative to take away from that game. Brian Gutierrez is regressing.
Yeah.
Brian Gutierrez is making bad choices. Another yellow card last night. He's got to be one at a minimum of 1 yellow card away from another suspension.
He hasn't gotten one since he got unsuspended, has he?
Yeah.
Oh.
He has. I would guess he's probably on 3, or at least 2, since he came back from the red card, from the double yellow card, red card suspension.
When was there double yellow card? He only got 1 yellow for that.
No, he got red carded in like the second game of the season.
Oh, I thought
he got 2 yellow cards.
He only got 1 yellow for that.
No, he got 2 yellow cards and got booted out of a game. Like the second game of the season, and then he was suspended for like 2 games.
Yep.
And then he's come back, and I think he's played 3 games since. And I know he has 2 yellow cards. He might have 3. He's making rash choices, and he's not making great passes, and I'm not happy about the status of his game. So he needs Berhalter needs to figure out what is happening with him and fix it. So, one last Fire thing before we move on. Today is May 4th, 2025. Malcolm.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
1 month from now, June 4th, 2025, will Kevin De Bruyne be a member of the Fire?
No. The transfer window doesn't open until July.
But will he have signed the contract? Like, will it be done? Will we know a month from now? Will we know that Kevin De Bruyne is coming to Chicago? Premier League season is over.
I don't know.
I think that
the top contenders are obviously us, Bayern Munich, and Liverpool, who haven't even put an offer in yet. So
has Munich put an offer in?
I have no idea. I'm not sure.
All right.
Have we?
We've had high level. My understanding is Chicago Fire have had high level conversations with his people concerning money, concerning terms, concerning everything. Is that the Chicago Fire is outside of Europe the leading contender to get him. He's not. He has said he's not going to Saudi Arabia.
Right. And I don't
Again,
think he will.
though, you know, that Saudi sheik pulls up with the Brinks armored truck and, you know, $85 million in cash in the back. We'll see what he does.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, he wouldn't be the first to say he didn't want to go and then go.
Yeah. Burnley and Leeds going crazy in championship, both 100 points. I will be honest. I have not been paying a lot of attention to the championship. I have focused my outside Premier League on League One, watching Wrexham, who is being promoted. So both teams going over 100 points. Is that historic? I don't know.
First time ever that two teams have
Both
gone
times
over 100.
two teams have gone over 100 points.
So Leeds won the league on goal differential. They both have 100 flat.
Okay.
Leeds won on goal differential.
They both have, but they both is their season over? They still have games.
I believe their season is over.
Oh, okay.
Because they've played 46 games.
Okay.
It might be 48. I believe it's 46.
Okay.
So I believe their season is over. Because I saw Burnley celebrating the other
Well, they
day.
could just be celebrating their guaranteed promotion, right? Like Wrexham last week celebrated because they knew they were coming up, even though they still had one or maybe even 2 games left to play.
Did Wrexham win the league or did they?
No, they got second.
Second, okay.
But the 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that have to go in the playoffs can't catch them with the number of games that are left. Whether it's 1 or 2, I don't remember what it was.
Right.
But they were guaranteed.
That would have been a while ago for both those teams.
Okay.
Because
I
believe third place is on 76.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they've known that they were going up.
Yeah.
Because in the championship,
they've been going up for like a month.
It's 2 teams go up, and then there's a playoff between 3 and 4.
3, 4,
Do they
5,
do
6.
Do they do a 14 playoff as well?
I think so.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting. I mean,
wait, how many teams go up? 3?
3.
Yeah.
3 go up, 3 go down. Yeah, good for Leeds. You know, I don't really have any opinions about Burnley, but Leeds is a very historic team. Great story going back through time. All right, let's kind of rock through some of this. We're already getting up over the 40-minute mark. LA Galaxy still sucks. I don't know that needs to be expanded upon.
No.
They're terrible.
I mean, they just started a game against Kansas City as of 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Which
Let's see if they get their first win.
Yeah.
They almost certainly won't.
I will not be betting money on that.
But Kansas City also suck. So.
Yeah. You have here moving to football. Florida defensive tackle signed to Bucks.
In the undrafted free agents.
Yep.
A lot of them were signed today and yesterday.
Yeah.
This guy is the heaviest player in college football history.
Ooh, how much does he weigh?
I think above 411.
Oh.
And
that's a big boy.
Maybe even 411. But he is now the heaviest player in NFL history.
That's a big boy.
So now the Bucks, who drafted the lightest player in the league out of Oregon, the wide receiver, now have the lightest and the heaviest player in the NFL.
Oh, I hope they both make the team.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Oklahoma's.
That'd be fun commercials they could do.
Run Oklahoma's.
Right? Like all of the the companies in and around Kansas City trying to do commercials with the athletes having the biggest. Do you know what else happened this week?
What?
Completely unrelated to this, but also the same thing. The tallest dog in the world and the shortest dog in the world were brought together for a play date, and there are pictures. That's the thing that happened.
That's crazy.
It's very funny. Like,
Wild.
this is giant Great Dane and this little tiny dog is like this big,
Wild.
like hanging out together. It's fun, but it's the same thing, right? They have they have the biggest player and the smallest player.
Yeah.
Ever. lightest player in
I'm
NFL
not sure if
history,
it's,
or
I'm
just
not
current?
sure if it's ever, but currently he is the lightest player
I assume wide receiver.
playing. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
No, offensive lineman.
Now you have. Speaking of largest players, Bucks 2 defensive tackles combined weigh 811 pounds.
So that's the big guy and the other defensive tackle.
Oh, I see.
That's a big dude plus other defensive tackle.
Okay, well, okay, so they must. This isn't quite. Okay. I was thinking.
Their starter and him, and they only have 2, so.
Right.
He should.
But the one guy is like 411, so the other guy is also at least approaching 400 pounds.
400 pounds.
So he's contributing. This is not, the Michael Jordan flu game where he scored 55 points, and Bill Wellington famously said, people forget that in the Madison Square Garden flu game, Michael Jordan and I combined for 57 points. This is not like
no.
One guy is 300 pounds and one guy is 511 pounds, right? They're both
big.
They're both big, so
yeah.
yikes. That's kind of scary, actually, to have.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd be lining up. I think I might be injured if I was playing on the offensive line against them for a week.
Josh Allen, not happy about this development, would be my guess.
Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Who plays in the AFC?
Oh, no, the Chiefs. Sorry.
The Bucks.
The Bucks.
Buccaneers. Not the Chiefs. You said Kansas City earlier. I was like, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Not the Chiefs.
Bucks. Yeah.
Okay, so, those are also not in the Chiefs division.
No, but they always end up playing in the playoffs and
just clashing.
Yeah.
Who's in the Bucks division?
The Bucks is the Saints, the Bucks, the Jags. No.
Panthers and the
Panthers.
Falcons.
Okay.
The best division in football.
So Penix. Penix not happy.
Bryce
Kirk
Young.
Cousins very happy to no longer have that job.
I'm not sure Bryce Young's very happy.
Yeah.
Carolina's offensive line is.
All right.
Oh, here I have this one.
We've had Texans and Commanders.
The Texans and the Commanders. The Texans in 2023 and the Commanders in 2024 has shocked us all, with both going from the second overall pick to playoff.
Yeah.
Is that the Browns?
Was it the last 3? The last 3 years, the Super Bowl champion did not make the playoffs the year before?
Yeah, no. The Eagles made the playoffs. The Chiefs made the playoffs. The Chiefs made the playoffs.
Okay.
Because it was Eagles. It's Chiefs, Eagles.
Right.
It's 2P Eagles. You're thinking MLS.
Oh, is MLS that happened? Got it. Right. That's where I was confused.
Yep.
The Bears. The Bears are that team.
Nope. Okay.
Bears are
it's the Browns or it's the Jaguars.
The Browns are not going to be good.
Yes.
They're not going to be good. The Browns are going to be really, really bad.
Actually, it's the Giants.
The Browns.
If anybody, it's the Giants.
I'm putting my money down right now.
The Browns are going to be bad.
Browns are drafting a quarterback in the first round next year. It's going to happen. And it might even be Arch Manning.
No, the Saints are going to draft Arch Manning.
That's only if
that's only if they're worse than the Browns.
Worse than the Browns, and I don't know that that's going to happen.
I'm not sure. 2-0-17 teams. Yes.
Yeah, the coin flip for the worst pick.
Yeah, how does that work? If both teams go 0-17.
There's a number of tiebreakers, division record, things like that, head to head if they've played each other. But
they're in the AFC and NFC. They're in different.
But they're.
I don't think they play each other this year.
Right. So it would be conference record if that's the same.
They're both at 0-17.
There is a situation where it comes down to a coin flip. Literally, it's just a coin flip.
It's got to be points.
So that's funny because that feeds in right next year. Will the Bears be good this year or not? I think the Bears are going to be good this year.
I think they will be 7 or 8 seed. So either they will make the playoffs and be the 7 seed, or not make the playoffs and be the 8 seed, and everybody will be very upset.
I think they will be the playoff team. I do.
So is the NFC North going to be the best division
in football
again?
Yes.
And secondly,
well, we'll see.
And secondly, can we do all 4 of us in the playoffs?
Yes.
Is that possible?
It is possible. It's happened.
So we take up.
All 3 wild cards. It has happened.
That'd be funny.
I don't think that happens. I don't think the Vikings are going to be good.
Not the Vikings. Why not the Vikings? What's wrong with the Vikings?
This is my gut.
McCarthy?
This is my gut, yeah.
McCarthy.
McCarthy
campaign.
Yeah.
McCarthy.
I mean, I think it really comes down to how much of the Lions' success over the last couple of years has been attributable to Ben Johnson, and how much to the head coach, right? If the head coach, if Ben Johnson was really the kind of the architect behind this, and now he's gone, and he's not calling their plays on offense, and it falls apart, that raises the Bears up, right? Because that means the guy who was making Detroit probably better than they've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
The closest they've ever come to winning a Super Bowl. If he's the reason that happened and he's now on our team, great for us, really bad for them, which they could see a significant drop-off. I saw today, people talk about when you look at their offense last year, one of the big key takeaways was Sam Laporta, and the guy the Bears just drafted as their, in the first round with the tight end, is 2 inches taller and 25 pounds heavier than Sam Laporta, and is supposed to be an amazing route runner. So I'm all for seeing what that guy can do.
Aaron. Will Aaron sign anywhere before the season starts?
Yeah.
No.
I do think he will, because some team is going to publicly call him out. He said he would play anywhere for $10 million. And some team,
the Browns.
Some team is going to offer him $10 million, and they're going to publicize the fact that they did it. And or they'll threaten to. And they'll be like, "Hey, you said you would play for $10 million. We're offering you $10 million. Are you going to play or not? If you don't, we're going to tell everybody that we offered you $10 million and that you're a liar." But ultimately, I think he still ends up in Pittsburgh. That's what I think.
Pittsburgh didn't draft a quarterback, did they?
No.
So I do think they'll pick up either Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders, whichever one doesn't make it through camp.
Oh wow! You think one of them gets cut?
Yeah, I don't think that whole 4 quarterback room is making it through.
Sanders isn't getting cut.
Why not?
It's just I just don't see it. Man, is Cleveland doing Hard Knocks? I hope they're doing Hard Knocks. I want to watch all of this happen.
That'd be funny.
I do. I want to watch all of it happen.
The best part is Travis Hunter has not the Browns, but with the Jaguars situation, Travis Hunter has a YouTube channel, so I can watch everything that's going on in the back scenes of the Jaguars organization. Yeah. I don't think Shedeur has that, but I hope he does.
He certainly doesn't now. If they had that plan, they have shut it down. His media access is going to be significantly less than what people thought it was going to be. All right.
Okay.
So that is our latest edition. Got anything to add? Any plugs you need to make?
No.
That'll be on my shoulder when you see us a week from now.
No.
So, all right. I will go and count us out.
Don't forget, everybody. Kevin is right. Kevin is still right. Goodbye.